Alex Hormozi this past weekend had a 9-figure book launch, as far as we can tell. If we just do the math, allegedly 2.5 million copies sold, running the price on that, that's ironically $69 million. But as you know, or may not know, he had a number of upsells worked into the funnel there. Some of them were in the hundreds of dollars, others in the many thousands of dollars, as much as $5,000 to $6,000. So it's not an unrealistic expectation to assume that Alex Hormozi of acquisition.com, that he had himself, something closer to $100 million, maybe 150 million, $500 million, not out of the question. Biggest book launch of anything that we have ever seen in the nonfiction space. Nothing else has come close. We want to be able to take insights from this, but most people really can't, because when we look at what Alex has done, much of it does not map onto the everyday aspiring author. Okay, so first things first, this is what, his 4th or 5th book. He has an inordinate number of shorts and videos that are going out across all platforms at all hours of the day or night. There are ripoff channels who are showing his content. I'm reminded of character like you might call Andrew Tate, who was the most Googled man in the world in, what was it, winter 2023, something like that, the most Googled man of the entire year. And he had something like 6 billion views a day average during one particular period, because of a lot of it was the shorts and the various short form pieces of video content and interview clips and whatnot that were all going out there, plus all of the advertising and the boosting leading up to his own programs that he had going on. But of course, Alex, I think it's $100 million Models is the name of his most recent book. I should say that I bought a copy. I actually haven't bought any of his other books. I've read some of them, the digital versions of them, but in terms of like buying physical copies during a book launch, I hadn't done that yet. So he has this massive content empire that he has been building for years upon years upon years. Other people will just publish a book and say, okay, how do I sell it? To which I say, you sell it by starting social media accounts and becoming internet famous 8 years ago. Oh, shoot, they say. Oh, shoot, I say. Yeah, that's right. And then the number of upsells that are involved in the funnel. So when you would sign up for the registration time for the webinar, you get hit with cross sells and upsells, even though it's a free webinar. You get hit with, when you go to checkout, you get hit with an additional upsell. I think I got 2 or 3 upsells when I was going to buy 1 copy of the book. And then after checkout, I got hit with another upsell after checkout. There's upsells everywhere. And the thing about most authors is most authors are terrified of asking for money. Well, selling what very well could be $250 million worth of books and information products upsold from those book sales, that's what fearless selling looks like. Fearless author advertising. And most people just aren't willing to do that. Most people have one book that they have, and that saying, everyone's got a book in them. Yeah, and that's all they got. Unfortunately, what about the cross sells and the upsells? Most people, the more practical version of what your thing is going to be is something like posting about your book several times a day on social media in one way, shape, or form. I want to offer one of my own books as an example. So good they call you a fake, okay? So I could take a picture of the back cover and the book description. I could write a thread or record a video on the meaning behind the cover design. You've got the most Mona Lisa with the Groucho Marx glasses. What's that about? The funky, disguise mustache. I could do a rundown of what the subtitle means. I could do a video about that, right? I could take a picture of one of the pages of the book, and I can do special highlights in there, and then that's a post. And if I do that 5 times a day across all my social media, I'm going to sell hundreds of copies. I might even sell thousands of copies in a given year if I make that kind of my part-time job to sell my book. So therefore, what you want to have are cross-sells and upsells built into your book. So when people are buying your book, there's a freebie that's available to them if they go to your website and they learn about that from the very beginning. And they mention, the book mentions one of your courses as well. So you want to have these things already set up. And here's how to book a consultation with me. You see, I want to give the example of Noah Revoy right here. I did his book. It's called Become Immune to Manipulation. When you get in here, you learn about his, look at that. Right at the get-go. Look at that. What's this? This is an advertisement, the first upsell for one of his courses. You get, look at that. You get 40% off. Use code IMMUNE, right? Just incredible content right here. This is how to do it. He doesn't have hundreds of thousands or hundreds of millions of followers and impressions and whatnot, but he does pretty well for himself. He has coaching services that he sells to readers of the book. You get onto the email list to get the freebies. You learn about the course. And that's how, one great way, he's able to use his book, leverage his book to make a living. I want to talk also about my guy, Scott Adams right here. Another client of mine, Reframe Your Brain. We did this book together. What do you learn about when you buy the book and you love what it is that he's got? Oh, look at that. More content from Scott Adams. We upsell his locals platform, his private membership community, right? So by marketing his book, he's marketing his membership community. It's a natural upsell. Another one that I did, Stay Off My Operating Table, Dr. Philip Ovadia. We've got course advertisement in here as well. If you're not coming up with ideas for marketing your book, I don't know what to tell you. Okay. Something else that Hormozi has done that anyone can do is interviews. You know how he's going all these different podcasts? You can and you should do the same. And he and his team are ripping some of the best little segments of 15 to 45 seconds, and then those are now short form content videos. It's a whole operation to build a platform, create your own distribution, and then advertise. I mean, what is his advertising budget? Maybe $70 million advertising budget per month. I was about to say per year, but I said no, maybe per month, possibly. I don't think anyone has any idea. Unless you're not. There's another one. Lies I Taught in Medical School by my client, Dr. Robert Lufkin. Oh, by the way, this is pretty cool. This book here, Lies I Taught in Medical School, was a New York Times bestseller, July 2024. The very next week, Unhumans, right there, was a New York Times bestseller. And as you know, I am the author featured alongside my co-author on both of them. That was pretty cool, having two books on the New York Times bestseller list back-to-back weeks. Just incredible content. Might have been 2 weeks later, or 1 week later, but you get the idea. But in this one, what do we do here in Dr. Lufkin's book? We talk about his freebies that are available, the free downloads, the free tools, all the other free stuff that you can get a hold of. And of course, all you got to do to access it is to go to the website where you get all these freebies and free downloads. I'm trying to find it here. Oh, there it is. Look at that. So simple. A QR code. QR code. Look how simple this stuff is, people. And what does Dr. Lufkin do? He has a podcast. So what does he do? He gets other people to come on his show who also have podcasts. So then that person, his guest, is going to share his podcast. Look, I was on Dr. Lufkin's show. You got to watch your episode. And then he's going to casually say, hey, can I come on your show too? Oh, that's great. So now Dr. Lufkin's appearing in front of their audience twice, the other person's audience twice, once as the interviewer, once as the interviewee. Just incredible content. This is how you build up your platform. Now, Dr. Lufkin, I believe it was for about 18 months prior to the book coming out, ruthlessly audience built. Just focused obsessively on doing whatever it took to go viral and build an audience and post what some would consider to be engagement bait. Doesn't matter. He built up, 185,000 followers, I think, on Twitter, now called X, 120, 150 or so, 1,000 also on Instagram. You just post what people want to see, and you can build an audience that way. If you're going to a B2C market, like Dr. Lufkin is with his health stuff, and Alex Hormozi is. Now, it might seem like, isn't Alex Hormozi targeting business people? Not really. He's more so selling the dream of building, like, you too can become an entrepreneur. So the aspiring market is always going to be the largest market of any population. Aspiring weight loss people, weight losers, I guess, are always going to be much larger than actual weight losers. People who've successfully lost more than 10 pounds, right? As you know, I lost 25 pounds when I went to the slow carb diet in 2012, Tim Ferriss's thing. I lost after, right? There's a bit of yo-yo situation here. I did do the plant-based diet. I lost about 25 to 30 pounds on that initially, but it was not sustainable because I ended up getting malnourished and dangerously underweight. Not a good situation by 2019. And then after regaining them, I decided, okay, I need to lose some more. And then I was very specific and calculated about that. And then after being unable to get my blood work improved, I abandoned the vegan diet after a decade doing that. And now I'm on primarily animal foods based diet. So let's see. For breakfast, 500 calories worth of beef. For lunch, minus the bread, the protein of 2 would be bacon double cheeseburgers without the bread, right? And what else did I have? Oh, yes. And then for afternoon, I had some raw local honey mixed in with 2 scoops of collagen protein powder. Real collagen, not that like collagen generator vegan, like fake stuff equivalent, right? So that's a B2C market. There are people who like Noah Ravoy who are B2B. He's targeting business people, business owners, entrepreneurs, investors who are concerned about the soft skills, the soft power where manipulation can lose thousands, if not millions of euro or dollars. So if you're in B2B, you're not necessarily going to have an audience in the millions, most likely, unless you're already a celebrity. What I really want you to do is to set your expectations proper. You are not going to become Alex Hormozi overnight. I think So Good They Call You a Fake, that has been out for more than 2 years. I'm confident it's sold about 7,000 to 8,000 copies already. It's been about 6 months since I checked. I crested over 6,500 copies or so about that long ago. And if the numbers are holding, it's about that. I could be off by a few hundred, give or take. But the gist of it is that I still promote that thing daily on all of my social media. Something comes out, and when a good moment to specifically promote it comes out, I see it. And as you know, it's in every single video that I do, that book, right? But I use that book to get ghostwriting clients. People read that and they say, wow, I can never hire another ghostwriter. I know too much now. I have to have Joshua do my book. So what success looks like for you is gonna vary. Your mileage may vary. There are lessons to glean from and insights to glean from Alex Hormozi's $100 million models book launch, but how to is not one of them for most people. But the audience building, the getting your audience built, focusing on upsells in the book, before the book, inviting people to having a virtual book launch event, you're probably not going to sell millions of copies. You might not even sell thousands. You might sell hundreds. But if 10% of 1,000 people, that's 100, if they buy your $1,500 upsell, let's say, holy cow, that's 150 grand. That's way more than most people make in a year. That's like triple the US median income for a year, just from a book launch. And even if you do everything right, maybe you don't get to 1,000. Maybe you only get to 500 copies sold. And one of them bought 50 copies of it, one of those purchasers, all right? But your mileage may vary. Your mileage may vary. There's a lot we've covered today. I'm going to pause here. I'm going to end it now. Think about what it is that you need to be doing that you haven't done yet. If you don't have a podcast, consider a podcast as an aspiring author. If you're not posting regular content, including video, that's something you need to consider start doing. If you're not featuring your book, if you already have one, out everywhere you post it, so you need to be doing that. And if you don't have So Good They Call You a Fake, go to Amazon right now.